Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today we're gonna talk about the new update on the PBE of Rtw 2.0. Yesterday the devs makes a new patch note for Balance, the commander and the uniques, so they changed a lot of skill of the commander, someone get buff, someone get nerf. In this video I'm gonna show you all the commander get buff and all the commander get nerfed, and we're gonna analyze the new skill. On the evil side, 8 commander get touched from this patch and they are all the Nazgul. The first we're gonna talking about is Jestaro, and on that kit the only change is the ring rate value of the basic skill, because previously deal 240 focus damage, now deal 400% focus damage, and this is a great buff. It's close to double of the damage and it's very strong for an hero who won't do focus damage. And then the bonus at level 10 is a bit nerfed in my opinion, because from 90% chance to stun the target in round 1 we go to first 2 round as a 30% chance to stun, so it's only 30% but it's 2 round. For me this is a nerf, but the first part is a buff, so we can say Jestaro, in my opinion, receive a buff, because we want more damage on that. Then we talk about Camel, and on that we have 2 change. First is the ring rate, exactly like for Jestaro, we have more damage but we have less possibility of stun, but for 2 round. But we have also Shadow of the East change from 300-500 focus damage, we go up to 400-600 focus damage, but we reduce the instance of damage in terms of poison. So this first skill in my opinion is balanced, is not a buff, is not a nerf, but in terms of damage we gain on ring rate, so we can say Camel it's buff for be a damage dealer hero right now. It's absolutely not enough for make Camel a great hero, but it's a start for bring that to the right position. Then we talk about LOTR, where we have not anymore ring rate but we have Weapon Master, a new skill with new effect. It's always a passive skill, but this skill now deals for 3 round 300% physical damage to 2 enemy formation each round, so it's 900 physical damage on 2 enemy formation, so it's 1.8k% physical damage. This is a great buff because LOTR is a physical hero, you don't want focus damage on that. Also we have 50% chance to inflict stun on the target for 1 round, it's not a great skill. And we have also target defense -5 for increase the damage your troop and your hero can do on that. Also we have a rework on the Pallbearer. The last skill don't protect anymore the Reaper and the Stalker if you have other melee unit on your formation, but just give damage received by Reaper and Stalker in the commander's formation -10%. It's not a buff absolutely, it's a nerf, but I think in a system of formation like that is acceptable. Overall I like the change of LOTR and the direction he take. Then we talk about Kurvan, and also on Kurvan we have the ring rate concealed and we have Lord of the Calamity instead. It's always a passive, and at maximum level the attack of 3 enemy formation go -7. Also the healing they receive gonna reduce by 20%, and in a meta where the healer are already weak, -20% is just kill the healing. And at maximum level this effect is for all the enemy formation, so you're gonna reduce the attack of all the enemy formation. It's absolutely a buff, because on Kurvan ring rate is completely useless, but it's not enough for bring Kurvan to the position where we can say okay, Kurvan is good on the new version of the game. Then we have Skullhelm with the same modifier on the ring rate of Jestaro. It's a good buff for them, because also Skullhelm have a lot of skill with focus and poison damage, so you want to deal more focus damage. It's a damage dealer hero, you don't care about the stun, you care about deal more damage. Then we talk about the Shadow, and instead of have ring rate now we have the Hunting Expert. It's still a passive, but this gives you +5 attack each time you attack, and that skill can stack 5 times, and also you can stack +2 speed every time you attack for 5 times, and you can stack also the defense +2 5 times. And then you have also some Shape of Void change. Now the Shape of Void lasts for 5 rounds round, not anymore 4 round, but you lose 10% on normal attack. I think this is a buff for the Shadow. These two skills together, big buff. The next one is the Undying, and also on them we have the Weapon Master instead of Ring Rate. We already talked about that. For the first 3 rounds, you deal 300% physical damage to enemy formation each round. You have also 15% chance to stun the target, and you reduce the defense of the enemy by 5. It's absolutely better than the old Ring Rate, because also on this hero you won't do physical damage. And for last we talk about the Witch King, the only Nazgul nerfed on this patch. We have the Ring Rate change, it's okay, we deal more focus damage but we'll lose a bit of stun. But the big nerf is in the Lord of the Nazgul. Now instead have a secure stun of 100% every time you use the Lord of the Nazgul. Now you have only 50% chance. This is a big nerf. So the only evil commander nerfed actually is the Witch King. Now it's the time to talk about good faction, and here we have 14 commander touched by this patch. The first commander is Boromir, and here we have Horn of Gondor just increase a bit the attack from +10 for 3 allied to +12 for 3 allied, so it's a bit buff here. And then we have at level 10 a little change. In the past this effect lasts for 2 rounds, but now effect 4 formation, and in my opinion it's better because overall you have increased a bit your attack and you also affect more formation, so you eliminate the RNG. Then we talk about Celeborn, and we don't have any more guide on Celeborn, but we have Prince of Doriath. This skill gonna increase the attack of 2 allied formation by 15. It's not anymore +20 in the first 3 rounds, but is 15 for all the battle, so it's a lot better in my opinion. And also this effect is modified by focus, and you won't have focus on your Celeborn. And at level 10 you increase also your focus of the commander. Another change very important for determining the roles of a commander is the change of Círdan, because devs remove the white console for them, give them the Scholar of the Occult. Now the skill restores 200% of the commander's formation unit once each round. Defense of the commander formation also increased by 15, and also the defense of one allied formation increased by 15, so it's a support and it's a tank. For me it's a good change because I like the fact that they wanna make difference between one hero and another one. I don't like the double skill on multiple hero, and I really like they want to create a role and a special skill for every commander. The next commander is Dwalin, and the Warrior of the Lonely Mountain doesn't exist anymore. Now we have the Adventurer, and in my opinion for an hero for attack like Dwalin it's a lot better, because in the first 5 rounds you're gonna have +20 attack for all your Dwarven's unit in this formation. So instead of have 10 attack and 10 defense you have 20 attack, and in my opinion it's better. Also you extend the duration to 7 rounds, so almost all the battle. For me this is a decent buff for Dwalin. Is not what the Dwalin need for become again super strong, but it's already something. Then on Elrond we don't have anymore the White Council, but we have the Elf Lord. With this skill now Herald formation reduce the defense of the target he attack by 12 for 1 round, also reduce the attack of the same value by 12, and also reduce the focus of the target by 12. So for me this skill is very indicative of what the devs want from Herald and what the roles of Herald gonna be on a formation. Okay, now we talk about Eomer, and with Eomer we talk in general about the Rohirrim skill. The skill Rohirrim is not anymore on Eomer and Éowyn, only Theoden gonna have that. It was very strong, but I think the new change are even better. Eomer now have Riders of Rohan. This commander and mounted unit in the commander's formation have 50% chance to gain the mage receive -30%. This skill is super tanky, guys. 30% of damage receive, it's a lot. It's very big damage reduction. Also, mounted unit in the commander's formation gain initiative, and you want your formation attack first than the enemy when you have a lot of damage. And you also gain more speed for have speed, even if the enemy have also initiative, you're gonna attack first. Then the other Rohirrim change for Éowyn. Here we have the Sword Master. Now it's not anymore a passive, it's a skill with 1 round of cooldown, and deal 250 physical damage to 2 enemy formation. Other than that, we increase the attack of the commander by 5, and also deals additional 50% damage on the undead. So this skill is a clear example of a wrong skill change, cause on Ewin is a support. You want Ewin for support your formation. You have skill for healing, you have skill for increase the defense, you want another skill for increase this support capability. You don't want a singular skill with damage dealing. It's not enough for be considered a damage dealer with this skill. Now you have just 2 skill good and 2 skill bad, so Ewin got nerfed. On Galadriel also we have the White Council rework with the Scholar of the Occults like on Círdan. I'm gonna remember you what it is: restore 200% HP to the commander's formation unit once each round, so it's an heal every round. So you want Galadriel be a healer and also a focus damage dealer. In my opinion it's a better skill just cause you want Galadriel heal, you want the Nania's Guardian, you want now the Scholar of the Occult, and you want also the unique of Galadriel for heal more. So I think if the heal start work correctly in the PBE, this character gonna be one of the best healer in the game. Now we talk about Gil-galad, and also here we have the White Council rework, we have the Alliance Leader instead. Each time damage is dealt, the next instant of damage dealt by this commander's formation increased by 20%. That is really great buff. It's like have a 20% more damage for all the time, because when you hit you have 20% for the next hit, then you have 20% for the next. It's always 20%, just the first hit you don't have that. Also this effect is modified by the attack stats, so it's very strong. And then the last effect is the next instance of damage taken by the commander's formation is reduced by 15%. Aldir don't have any more guide, have wood elf, and this increase the defense of 2 allied ranged unit by 15. I mean, the all skill guide is a good buff for the attack, but consider the guide is only for 3 rounds and this skill gonna be for all the battles. So it's 15 modified by the speed, so probably gonna be 20 also, but it's for all the battles, so probably gonna be better for Aldir. It's not enough for make that good, but it's still a good change. And then we have Imrail with the Fair, deals 380 physical damage previously, now deal 550 physical damage, so it's a big increase for that, but we have a bit of reducing from 15% to 8% on the damage deal to the melee unit. Then we have a buff for Legolas, we have the Fair instead Elven Prince. This skill is not anymore a passive but is an active with 2 rounds of cooldown and deal 550 physical damage. You're also gonna gain initiative in the next round and you're gonna deal 8% more damage on the melee unit. So finally we have a decent skill of Legolas. It's not enough, but for sure now we have a better Legolas than what we have before. Now we have Ori, the Warrior of the Lonely Mountain, doesn't exist anymore, so we have the Dwarf Warrior. This skill gonna increase the defense of your dwarves formation by 40 points, but this effect gradually decrease over 3 rounds. This effect is also modified by the defense stat of the commander, and the HP of your unit increased by 10%, so it's a super skill for be a very strong tank for the early game. And for last we're gonna have a minor change on Thorin. Now Hawkshield gonna deal damage received by 2 allied formation minus 3%, and this effect can stack and last until the end of the battle. That means every time you activate the Hawkshield you're gonna inflict minus 3% damage received to your allied. And with this I finished the video about the patch note. I hope you enjoyed this video and all the change. Only 2 commander get nerfed and a lot get buffed. I like this patch note cause the devs understand quietly good what they have to do this time. There's still a lot of balance to do, there's still some bug we already know about the skill of the commander. I liked the fact they won't change the skill, they won't difference between commander, and they won't give some useful role for every commander. Let me know what you think about this patch note in the comment, if you have a different opinion about the skill for example, or if I missed something. I'm gonna for sure make a video about the unique change when I receive all the material for doing that. For now it's all, thank you for following me and see you in the next. Woo!